Ontario taxpayers forked over millions of dollars to the Kielburgers, and I have all the contracts and grant documents to show you today. You see, the Liberal government and their friends can't destroy or misplace We Charity documents that I already have. Relevant documents regarding the We Charity scandal and Trudeau's involvement in awarding a nearly $1 billion sole source contract to his friends, the Kielburgers, are rapidly disappearing. Look at this.
At the start of the meeting, we heard something new, and that's that Speaker Spotlight has destroyed all of the records of speaking engagements for the individuals named in the motion, the Prime Minister and his spouse, for any period outside of 7 years. Now, interestingly, this committee ordered those documents, and actually more documents, but it included those documents in the previous session. And Speaker Spotlight requested an extension. They needed more time to assemble the documents, and the committee granted them all of the time that they requested. And on the eve that those documents were to be released to the committee, and on the day that illegally redacted documents were released to the Finance Committee, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau prorogued Parliament. He shut down the House and locked out committees. Now, since that time, Speaker Spotlight has communicated with the committee clerk once this session started, and even said the documents were ready to go. But just now, we've heard that those documents many of them have been destroyed.
Now, because there seems to be some sort of organized effort to make sure the public never knows the full extent of the corruption and dealings with the We organization and the Trudeau family and the Liberal government and provincial governments all across the country, I have been racing to get my hands on access to information documents about We contracts and grants before they too can disappear down the old Liberal scandal memory hole. If you want to help cover the cost to get access to these very important documents before they can get erased from history too, you can donate today at rebelinvestigates.com. Now, we've already covered the amount of taxpayer cash the province of Alberta, my province, dumped into We in recent years. It was $750,000, by the way, although none of that, thankfully, was on Conservative Premier Jason Kenney's watch. The province of Ontario, for years, has dumped fat stacks of cash on We and Trudeau's friends, the Kielburger brothers. The prior Liberal provincial government of Ontario funneled money to We in the millions of dollars. And don't think that Progressive Conservative Premier Doug Ford is any better than the Liberals before him. He also gave We over $250,000 in 2019-2020 alone. How do I know all this? Well, Rebel News has exclusive access to information documents from Ontario's Education Ministry that detail the enormous grants from Ontario taxpayers to Justin Trudeau's mom and brother's contract employers over at We. Let's take a look at these contracts and grants, shall we? The first contract, awarded under the Kathleen Wynne Liberals for We Day in Toronto in 2014, shows that Ontario taxpayers gave We $650,000, including paying them $200,000 to deepen their relationships with school boards, another $170,000 to integrate the audience into We Day, and then $110,000 to communicate with schools, whatever that means. Ontario taxpayers also gave the Kielburgers $60,000 for their rent and utilities. It's here on page 19 of these 2014-2015 documents. Now, I thought their rent was a, quote, charitable donation to their parents. Look at this. As a donation to the charity, Me to We pays the Kielburger parents $97,200 in rent a year, which covers just the mortgage, interest, and property tax. So why are they billing the Ontario government for rent for buildings that the Kielburgers or one of their enterprises owns or rented from their parents? That seems fishy, doesn't it? 2015-2016, Ontario paid We, $650,000 again, including to expand their network to schools that weren't already involved with We. 2016-2017, the Ontario taxpayers again forked over another $650,000, this time to help recruit more teachers to be part of the We cult. 2017-2018, we see another grant of $650,000, including money to target more schools and educators. 2017-2018, still on the same year, friends, it's another $1.5 million to We, which would be just before the 2018 federal election. That's convenient. And then 2019-2020. So the Doug Ford years, $250,000 to We, including paying We $10,000 to give 40 motivational speeches in schools. Friends, we aren't done investigating this scandal quite yet. And at the end of it all, Rebel News may be one of the few organizations out there with original source documents relating to the We scandal. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. The We charity scandal documents are quickly becoming erased from history. That's why I'm doing my best to get my hands on as many documents relating to the We charity as possible. It's expensive and it's time consuming, and I need your help to do it. If you can donate to cover the cost to get access to the We charity documents, please donate today at rebelinvestigates.com.